Let me stop playing here. Anyway, hello viewers, me again. Another beautiful day. Yeah, hope your five senses work, health and strength is good. Or excellent. Alright, well, time to feed you hungry Steam Deck fans. What I got for you on the menu here. Alright. Let's do this. Let's see here. What do we got? We got Horizon Zero Dawn Remaster. We got an update patch. Horizon Zero Dawn Remaster Patch 1.1 deliver performance, stability, and improvements. Alright. It says here, what do we got? Let's see, what the patch notes say here? It says 1.1.42.0. Pre-rendered cutscenes now have some same audio volume as gameplay. Improvement related to Steam inputs. Resolve a crash that could occur for some players when adjusting mouse and keyboard control. Fix a bug that could cause disappearing or flickering shadows in a meridian when playing on ultra-wide resolution. HUD make markers for adjust are now rendering correctly when using a custom field of a few settings. Fix a bug that could cause a bow to appear floating in cinematics. Various users interface improvements, performance improvements, stability improvements, and then it says what does it say here? Says here Nixie's has released a patch for Horizon Zero Dawn Remastered PC version, delivering performance stability improvements to the game. Furthermore, this update solves issues related to Steam inputs and addresses crashes that occurs when adjusted the game keyboard. It says a fix has been implemented for users for ultra-wide PC display that cause shadows to disappear or flicker in the city of meridians. HUD maker should also now render correctly for users of altered FOV setting. Additionally, the audio volume pre-render cutscenes has been normalized, making it the same as gameplay. Then it says, sadly, Nixie's has not detailed how much extra performance this patch will deliver. The company has also stated that feature patch will deliver additional bug fixes and optimization. Owners of Horizon Zero Dawn on PC can still purchase the remastered version for $10. For series newcomers, the remaster is available for $44.99. Visually, this remaster looks much better than Zero Dawn original PC version. That said, new owners to the series would wait for the new version to be available at a lower price before committing to a purchase. After all, $44.99 is a lot of remaster of a game from 2017. Sorry about that, little hiccup. Alright, now, what else we got on the Steam Deck front here? Feed you little hungry Steam Deck fans, you and your news, you and your deals, you and your games and your update. Alright, what do we got? Let's see here, what else? Steam latest update. Promises better betas, barely a bundle of broken saves. Says your pop quiz, hotshot. How do you install a beta version of a game on Steam? That's right. You right click the game you want and betafy it. Properties go down to betas, potentially enter some kind of complex password to unlock the branch you want, then select the correct build from a drop-down box. It says a nightmarish process of almost dizzying complexity, kind of. Okay, not really. It's actually totally fine, but Valve is making it even easier nonetheless. A post on the Steamwork blog last Friday alerted devs to the fact that they could now get their players into and out of beta version of their games with ease, smoother, faster, downright expeditiously. Previously accessing these alternative builds branch has been fairly obscure, done by players through the Steam settings panel for a game. Valve say, however, Steamworks APIs now allow players this choice from within the game itself. In essence, dev can now stick a button into their game somewhere. Once clicked, Steam will reboot your game and relaunch it in beta mode. Turn to whichever build players select from the menu, which is, I have to admit, a better system than sticking sticking a call for testers in a blog post. I never read and crossing your fingers. And it says, plus, if you ever gotten deep into an early access game, you'll know the sheer pain that can come from such a update, making mincemeat of your saves, forcing you to restart from scratch, or if you're me, wander off forever, never to return to the game again. As Valve put it, trouble can arise when players with dozens of hundreds of hours of playtime find that their save file no longer works with the latest version of the game. Then they say here, to put a stop to that, a new API will let devs add some logic to your game to check if there's an existing save file and for which version of the game that save file is for. If the game the user is running is newer than that version, you could prompt the user. Essentially, if the game releases, you're running a save that going to get broken by a patch, the dev can use the new tool to flash up a warning and let you opt to stay on the older compatible version of the game, which I expect to pop up as an addition to Crusader King 3 any day now. And then he says, none of these will take effect automatically. Mine, devs will have to go in and plug the new API into their games, but it looks like that should be pretty easy. I say with the confidence of a man whose most ambitious coding project was an HTML website in middle school. Brace for better betas, brothers. Alright, let me stop playing here. What else we got? Okay, let's see. We got that. Okay, we say we did that. Did that. Alright. Okay, who was this? What's this? Warner Brothers Games will now make Batman and Mortal Kombat Game of Thrones, and Hogwarts Legacy games. It says here, when it's time to report financial results, it's also time to make decisions. And if companies are doing well, such as Nintendo, are forced to, and please reassure investors by sharing a part of the Switch 2 catalog for 2025, what won't those who have suffered a hole in their pockets have to do when Rockstar Game itself has been forced to come out and give the approximate release date of GTA 6? How could the more than 200 million losses of Suicide Squad Killer Justice League not cause an earthquake at Warner Brothers? It says, watch for a statement from the company CEO David Zaslav at the shareholders meeting. We're through some of the worst, and it has been pretty on gaming business, but we have 4 games that really powerful and have a real continuity that love them. And it says you're going to focus on those for your primary. We're going to go away from trying to launch 10, 12, 15, 20 different games. I think we have a real chance now with the focus to have the game business be steadier. It says we have 4 strong, profitable game franchise with loyal global fans: Hogwarts Legacy, Mortal Kombat, Games of Thrones, and DC in particular, Batman. Zaslav said these 4 franchises have a lot of loyal fans and are profitable. Zaslav clarified, we are focusing our development efforts on those core franchises with proven studios to improve our success ratio. Says the first one is already on its way, is the newly announced Hogwarts Legacy 2, which has become top priority for Warner Brothers Game Division. And it says Mortal Kombat 12, new trailer coming soon. Event list, breakdown, Evo, combo breakers, and more. Oh, that's related video. It says here, now the $10 million question is, what franchise are we going to miss out on? What experience will we miss? Among the big names of Warner Brothers games that left out Zaslav's speech are sagas like Middle-earth, Shadows of Mordor, Shadows of War, Scribblenauts, Fear and Justice. But the company had also given shelter in recent years to names like Back 4 Blood, Mad Max, the recent multiverse. So is this good or bad news? Well, every company takes a hit, man. Every game studio takes a hit. No studio is exempt from like when things happen, you know. Every studio does it. They go through it, and then they bounce back. So there you have high moments and you have low moments. Just got to push through it. All right, what else we got? Let's see here. What else we got here? Let's see what else we have here. What else we have? Oh, Concord. Let's see what Sony talking about here. See, the PlayStation fans made Concord fail, and they call themselves gamers. Anyway, it says following Concord flop, Sony say it's still learning about live service. Well, you did have DC Universe to help you with that. I'm just saying. So when it comes to live service game, because DC Universe was on PlayStation 3 and PC, and they were like, okay, if you're gonna make a game, it needs to be in a format, and you need to have this system, this type of system where you come out with a live service game, and you come out with updates after that. The same applies to superhero games. If you're gonna make a superhero game, it needs to be in this format. You take this format and add on top of it. That's all they had to do. But anyway, let me keep going here. It says here, following Concord flop, Sony says still learning about live service games. It says latest foray into the live service space by Sony turns out to be complete failure. Concord has gone away for good, and its development studio Firewalk has already been shuttered. Following the flop, Sony say it's still learning about live service games, and that Concord has been the company important lesson to follow in the future. Live service games, you got to come out with DLC expansion on a continuous basis. That's all you got to do. It says, with regards to new IPs, of course, you don't know the result until you actually try it, say Sony President, COO, and CFO Corey Totoki via VGC regarding the company times with Concord. So for us, for our reflection, we probably needed to have a lot of gates, including users testing our internal evaluation and the timing of such games, and then we need to bring them forward, and we should have done those gates much earlier than we did. And then it says also we have a siloed organization, so going beyond the boundaries of those organization in terms of development and also sales, I think that could have been much smoother. Says Totoki went on to say that Sony needs to work on finding the best window of time to launch games, but both first and third party, to make sure they don't end up cannibalizing sales. Then they say VGC also reported that Sony Senior Vice President for Finance and Investors Relation, Seda Haiko Hiwakawa, had this to say about difference between Helldiver 2 and Concord. It said, we intend to share the lesson learned from our success and failures across the studio, including in the areas of the title development management, as well as the process of continuing adding expanded content and scaling the service after its release so as to strengthen our development management system. He had gone on to say that Sony will continue to focus on single-player games, which is our strength, and has a higher chance of becoming a hit while also pursuing live service experience, even though their risks are much higher. Well, let's see, anything else on the gaming front? Let's see, what else we got? Got to keep you guys in the loop, you know, what's going on here. Okay. Let's see. When it comes to games, you know, especially if you're a company like Sony, you know, you gotta have a mixture of games. Can't just be one format. Excuse me. Okay. No Man's Sky has cross-platform saves and 8K options. Huh. Okay. Let's see here. What do we got? After a much hype, Hello Game launched No Man's Sky 8 years ago, and the title has stopped receiving free updates since then. While it has gone to be released on almost every modern gaming platform imaginable, even adding crossplay, each one has been separate to have its own save file. Not anymore. Today the studio announced cross-platform save. This has been a huge undertaking, and is one of the most requested features, say the company. Being able to jump seamlessly between platforms is really transformative. Players can play from the comfort of their sofa and console, continued on expedition on the move with a Switch or Steam Deck, and build an incredible base on their beefy PC rigs and view it in incredibly immersive virtual reality. Says considering the thousands of hours some players have spent in game that spawned incredible detail saves and the number of platforms supported, this hasn't been an easy feature to implement, according to Hello Games, after working on cross saves for 6 months as a secret project, though the studio is finally rolling out support now. And then they say to use the feature, head to the new cloud portal set up by the developer here and attach any required account. A small number of players will be admitted to testing at first, with everyone else joining them in the coming weeks. PC, PS4, PS5, Xbox One, Xbox Series X and S, Game Pass, GOG, Switch, Steam Deck, PSVR, VR2, and well, PC VR platform are supported. And then they say Hello Games also announced support for a new PlayStation 5 Pro today, using the new console, more powerful hardware, and upscaling tech. This title is now playable at 4K resolution at 60 FPS. For those wanting more pixel, though, the studio has also added a new 8K resolution option, which runs the game at 30 FPS. So far, only Gran Turismo 7 and F1 24 have been confirmed as 8K possible games until today. And then it says celebrating in 7 days, Hello Games has also brought back the SSV Normandy SR1 ship to No Man's Sky. Players who missed out last time have another chance to claim the iconic ship of Shepard from the Mass Effect trilogy to their fleets for the next 2 weeks. Yeah, video games, folks. Alright, what else we got? Okay, well, I'm gonna put that with the other news. Let's see, what else we got here? Anything else? Going once, going twice. Anything else? Okay, I think that is that. Yeah. There was one more piece of news here that I need to get on. There's Sony talking about protecting players. I think I need to find that one. Where is it? Oh, here we go. This is what I was looking for. It says here, PSN account requirements on PC is there to keep gamers safe, explains Sony. Says here, while Sony began porting its piles of PlayStation exclusive over to PC in 2020 with Horizon Zero Dawn, the mandatory PlayStation Network account requirement has been a relatively recent addition. The change has been a controversial one for PC gamers, with many disliking the addition account requirement. While a whole swath of regions are locked out from even purchasing the games, Sony has been quiet about the requirement for the most part, but Sony President, COO, CFO Corey Totoki made some comments via Games Radar about the PSN changes during a Q&A session of the company's financial report. An interpreter was being used during the sessions, which explained the rather awkward language in some areas. However, the quote exactly statement made by the president during the Q&A, the PlayStation account that we have offered, well, actually by offering them for instance, sometimes that tends to invite pushback, say Totoki, but for the live service games, in order to maintain order of gaming so that anybody can enjoy the game safely, we need to create an environment conducive to that and of course enjoying games freely. It says having some reactions may not call it rule, but to ask users and gamers to follow the manner. Those manners are very important, and we have to continue seek the best way to achieve this, he added. Despite Totoki's significant talking about live service games having PSN accounts requirements like Helldiver 2, for instance, Sony has been adding the mandatory logging settings to its latest single-player ports too. It says the latest God of War Ragnarok port is one of those games, while the upcoming Spider-Man 2 port will also need a PSN account. Sony even pulled the original Horizon Zero Dawn from stores when its remasters landed, which requires an account. Yeah. Well, if you had a PS4, let me tell you some tricks about the PlayStation 4. Tell you some tricks. Tell you some tricks about the PlayStation 4. So we need some more lights. Tell you some tricks about the PlayStation 4. If you had a PS4, right? Before Sony started doing this, you need an account to use games now. If you had a PS4 at the time when it came out, and you bought certain games, the best thing to do is like to keep it offline, so you don't have to go through this. You don't have to go through this. You don't have to go through the. You need a PSN account to use this. For instance, like let's say you play. Let's take Call of Duty Warzone. Now, before Warzone 2.0 came out, so they would ask you if you want to upgrade to 2.0. But if you were smart, you would keep the 1.0 version and don't upgrade to 2.2, and just keep that on that PS4, and then turn that PS4 network off, so you can keep it, so you can continue playing it, and then get you a new one, and then upgrade to Warzone 2.2. But those games on that PS4 that you have, keep it on that PS4. Don't move them over to your newer model. Your newer model is for your newer games. So yeah, so when it comes to Horizon Zero Dawn, if you had bought that game when it first came out on a PS4, you wouldn't have to deal with this. So Sony asking now for network login. I guess they're trying to keep track of everybody. Well, they're just making little changes here and there, but they probably knew that they were wrong for what they were doing for asking for a PlayStation account just to play one of their games. They had to come out and say, oh, it's to increase the PlayStation user base or sales numbers, something of that sort. So yeah, so now they're trying to make an adjustment or double down, so to speak, on it. But when it comes to live service game on Sony's part, you can't just have single player games. You got to have a mixture of a combination of all different games: single player, co-op, multiplayer, live service, RTS, CRPGs, all that. You got to have all that when it comes to building an ecosystem on a console. So you can't just stick to just single player games and then thinking it's the end all be all to video games. It's not. But other than that, man, Sony doing their thing. Horizon Zero Dawn got a new update, so that should help for now. But Spider-Man 2 comes out next year. Well, for all you Steam Deck users, you're just gonna have to sign into Sony's network account to use it. So yeah. But Sony just trying to find new ways to bring, I guess, new numbers into their user base, new revenue. That's what they do. Other than that, man, you guys are good though. News, deals, games, update, the usual. You guys are good, so I'll keep you guys in the loop. But when it comes to live service games though, DC Universe had laid out the blueprint. Like if you come out with a live service game, you got to come out, you got to communicate with your users, and then bring out DLCs and expansion to that live service game to keep that user base intact, to generate new users. And the same rule applies to superhero games. When they came out with it, they laid the blueprint out. Like, okay, WB laid the blueprint out. If you're going to make a superhero game, it needs to be in this format. Take this format, add on top of it, expand it. That's all the developers got to do. So yeah. But other than that, man, you guys are good though. News, deals, games, update, the usual. I'm gonna keep you guys in the loop though. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. Nice talking to you people again. Chris, still Star Wars, Star Trek Bank, Board Dark Section. Go. Peace.